How do you know it's your intuition talking, not habit? Today we're going to talk about this because I get this common question often, like how do I know what it is that I actually want? And in order for us to know that, we have to connect to ourselves and understand when we do something out of intuition and we do something out of habit, because it is actually a tricky question. Both of these, habit and intuition, does feel very similar to each other. Actually, it feels comfortable, it feels soothing, it feels as, it's familiar, right? And sometimes we might have normalized a certain feeling, and that has just become out of habit, right? So it's not really what our intuition tells us to do, but we base that on a feeling that it feels familiar to us. So we continue to do something because we feel that, oh, well, okay, it feels that I'm supposed to do this, right? So I'm going to go through a couple of signs to help you to reconnect to your intuition and really feel that this is based what I do right now, the actions that I take towards my dreams right now, the actions that I take towards the change and leveling up right now I actually know that this is based on my intuition. The first very clear sign that you are listening to your intuition is actually that it is clear to you. It doesn't feel forced. So when we start to overthink things, when we start to feel that, we are forcing things, we are repeating something over and over again, or we are just like going a little bit more on autopilot, or we just like, in one way or another, we feel that we're becoming a little bit more stiff or something of that sort. That is a very good sign that it's actually only by habit that you do something and you're pushing through. You're not meant to push things through, and this is your intuition telling you that this is actually not how you should go about and do it, or this is not the way at all. Your intuition feels more clear. Your intuition is more so prompt to go towards what feels easy, what feels nice. And in the beginning of something, when we haven't normalized it, of course it might not feel easy, but in one way or another you have that spark, you feel that, clarity within. Another thing is that it feels expansive to you. This is a sign that I go for like 99% of the time. I always follow my feeling of expansiveness. When I'm not sure what decision to make, when I'm not sure if something is right for me or not, I always tune in and really center myself until I can really feel, do I feel expansive right now or not? Do I feel expansive in this conversation? Do I feel expansive in this environment? This new challenge or this new opportunity, do I feel expansive? Does it feel that it's going to open up new perspectives for me? Does it feel as if it's going to open up things for me? Do I feel that I'm becoming the better version of myself when I'm doing this? If it's a no, then it's habit, it's not your intuition speaking. Another thing is that you don't try to make sense of it all. Okay, so when it's your intuition, you don't try to, make sense of everything, and how are you going to go about and do that, and is this really like realistic, and can you really, when it's habit more, when you don't really feel that this is something that you want, you start to question things and you start to really get up in your mind, I would say, going around it and going to trying to make sense of it all. And this can be a little bit tricky once again, because sometimes we do this because we're starting to self-doubt ourselves, and it's still right thing for us, but it's just that we are overthinking the whole situation and we are actually judging ourselves, or we are putting too high expectations on ourselves and so forth. So it is a little bit tricky to fill into this one. But that's why, once again, it's so important for us to reconnect until we actually feel that we have a clear answer. Because when it comes to your intuition, it's you in the end of the day, I would say like this, you're just like have this inner knowing that this is right for you. So you don't have the need to make sense of it. You don't have the need to decide that, okay, I will have to see these and these and these signs in order for me to continue on this dream, or in order for me to understand that this is right for me. No, you just feel that it is right for you. So the next sign is that you feel lighter. Okay, so let's say that you are deciding between two different, decisions or two paths to walk, or whatever, right? and you feel a little bit lighter when it comes to one of the decisions. So if you kind of feel into and picture yourself both of the two decisions, and then you remove one of the decision, if you feel lighter when you're removing that decision, you know that the other decision is for you, right? And you feel kind of, because something is happening, is unlocking in your energy. So when it's out of habit only and it's actually not what you really want, it feels heavier. It feels just a little bit more stiff, a little bit more stagnant. You might even notice actually that in one way or another you move slower. You are slower because usually heavier energies can be dense. And this is not to talk about, when you're just like calm and in harmony, because those energies can also be a little bit slower, but you can easily shift into, a quicker energy, so to say, and it's still light, okay? You do feel light still. So if there's something that you feel like on a day-to-day basis that this doesn't actually light me up that much, I do not feel happy, I do not feel joyful, I do not feel, giggly or excited, all of those emotions, they're telling you that this is actually only out of habit and this is not right for you at this point, at least, or at all, right? This is not what you truly want. And then I do have two more things. So the other one is really to checking in of how your body feels, because your body is signaling so many things to you. And this can be both in like how it has been for you for a period, but sometimes we have been ignoring a certain way of living, ignoring a certain dream for a very long time, and that start to show up in your body. That happens so often. It happened for me so many times, and I see that and hear that so often. So when you maybe feel that you have a constant back pain or inflammation, that is usually a sign that you do things that you don't want to do. And it's time for you to really listen to those signs. But it can also be that you've been in a period, you have been lack of sleep, or you have felt that you're more drained, in energies, you're more tired, you need to, process things a little bit more, or you just feel that you have a lot of, tense. I usually get like this tenseness in my chest when something isn't right for me, when I do something that it's actually not what I want. Then I get very like tense, because it's almost as I'm trying to protect myself. Feel into your body, especially when you are about to take a certain type of decision, or when you are thinking through that something that I've been doing for a while maybe haven't worked out. Is this really right for me? And if you really like tune in, take a pause and feel into your body and ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself different questions and feel how your body feels. If your body is starting to, relax a little bit more, lighten up a little bit more, open up a little bit more, that is a very good sign of, yes, it's your intuition. Yes, this is the decision. This is the way. Or if you feel that you're kind of, you're closing up instead, or you feel that you're getting a little bit more stiff, or you're sitting like this, that is a very good sign that you are carrying tension, and the tension is there because it says like, no, this is not what you want. Okay. The last thing I want to say about this is actually in regards to your core values. These might not be a sign, but this has helped me tremendously when we talk about decisions. I talk in another video, and I will try to remember which one it is. In that case, I will link it down. But I talk about decision making, and let me know if I should make a new video, a little bit more extended video on decision making, because this is something that I have had very difficulties in. I've been very hesitant as a person. That is one of the kind of shadows of mine, and that I'm back and forth with different decisions. So I've been needing to do a couple of things in regards to me understanding what it is that I want, but also taking the right decisions. And one of the things for me is that I really decided to get very clear on my core values, because whenever I'm in confusion, whenever I'm not clear about a certain decision, I check in on my core values. And this might be something small as, should I continue to drink oat milk, right? Or should I take this job opportunity? Like, it can be big and small. But when I don't know, and I feel confused, and I don't feel if it is my intuition saying yes or no, then I check in on my values. So my values, as I told you before, like I have different a set type of values, and I have also a description for myself, like what's the matter of those values. So some of those values is that it has to feel very meaningful to me, things that I do, like I live by purpose, so to say. Spirituality is really big one thing here. So if I don't feel expansive in different situations, that is a no. If I feel that I'm in one way or another limiting myself, that is definitely a no, right? It can also be that if it's something that for me does not feel authentic, it doesn't feel genuine, it doesn't feel kind, no, I'm not going to do that. So then I can check in with my core values and feel into that. Okay, does it feel kind to me to actually continue to drink oat milk? Or should I make my own oat milk that doesn't have, all the extra added extras in that milk, right? So those are the things that I'm checking in of myself, to make sure that I'm actually always aligned with my core values. One of my other core values is, relationships and close relationships. Do I feel at home in those relationships? If I don't feel at home, it is not for me. So whenever I feel that I'm kind of, stretching my boundaries a little bit, I nowadays have so much more ease in saying no to that. Because before I could be a little bit more like, okay, I can give these people a chance, or I should not be so much judgmental and so forth. But I noticed that that wasn't helping me, and it was actually affecting my own health and my own well-being. So me setting these core values and really sticking into them and always checking in with them. Do I feel that my spirit is alive here? Do I feel that I get to evolve spiritually through this experience? If I feel that that will not actually be that much, it's a no. So these are the signs. And kind of the last thing I want to say about this is that in order for you to feel truly aligned with the decisions and knowing if it is your intuition or your habit, it is very important that we take a pause sometimes. Sometimes we are so much up in our mind and we have been overthinking a decision, or overthinking a road, or overthinking a path, or are we going to do this, or am I excited about this, or maybe I should do this now, or when we are in that, we need to take a break. And sometimes I give people, the exercise of just like, you are going to take a break for 1 week straight or 2 weeks straight. You're not going to think about this at all. You're going to say, no, I'm not thinking about this. Because sometimes we've been so much in the habit of overthinking, of questioning it, of should I do this or that? Oh, and we get so much in our mind. So we are not able to take a decision from a neutral way, right? So whatever it takes for you to get back to a neutral state first, that's needed. If that takes 2 seconds for you or 2 weeks, doesn't matter. But give yourself that opportunity. Be self-devotional, as we talked about last week, right? And give yourself that space to pause, really tune in, and really feel into how do I feel in this situation? What's my energy like in this situation? And go through these signs as well. So now if you want to go a little bit deeper when it comes to an understanding, seeing where you need to make adjustments in your life when it comes to showing up for yourself, connecting more to yourself, when it comes to really know what it is that you want so that you can create the dream life that you desire. In that case, I do also have coaching. You can check it out in the links below. And I see you next time. Keep on listening to you with In Talks. Bye.